How to understand my bio and my credentials, essentially. Well, I stopped upgrading them a while ago just because it's just way too much writing and it wouldn't make sense anyway. So I'm just going to show you how to understand the things that are currently there and the things that aren't there. So every year for the last, let's say, 15 years, I've been building a way of navigating health in a way. So at the end of every year, I do the evaluation. What did all my clients say? What pieces were missing? What industry needs to be explored to get to the bottom of these things that seem to be giving everybody universally a problem? What problems are specific to the individual or personality type or experience of that person? And for the following year, I'll take all this information and I'll pursue it. I'll find out where these things exist in the way that we live life and cultures that live life in that certain way. And then throughout that year, that's what I do. The following year, I do it again every year, reevaluating, bringing in more missing pieces, creating more solutions, and keep building that way. So there's no possible way to quantify all this kind of things. However, another way of looking at it is each industry, each person, each family, in a way, uh, create some kind of restorative aspect to how they view life. So, over the last few years, I have been studying these things, whether by textbook, by journals, by literature, by experience, by speaking with professionals, all those kind of things to create a more complete picture. Out of these things that are said by all those people, I take the things that are most universal in nature from all of them. And I say, hey, you know what? These things are universal. I'm going to add them to the core of the program, but not getting rid of the other expressions that came along with them. Throughout all these experiences and working with all those different people over the many years, I've then created a focused way that kind of boils down to a style of balance or restoration to the individual, restoration to the body. This is now embodied in the way that I pursue health, not in the way of specifically fitness, but exercise of understanding, of growth, of kind of balancing the individual. And this has led to great results in people becoming more themselves and therefore putting less stress on themselves. And stress, we know, affects everything in the body and reducing all those things. Ultimately, the expression of the person, how they feel, is happier, they're more enjoying life, they're more able to travel, aches and pains become less or disappear, and they become more participants in the life that they want to live. That is kind of the end conclusion of it all. Now, through this time, I always keep up my regular certifications in, you will be able to see in my bio, all those kind of things. But I wanted to bring to life that there is life experiences that are not particularly quantified in specific certifications. Therefore, I do not put all this information on the written version of my kind of history, what makes me me and makes me the style of practitioner that I am. A last note that I want to make is in going through all these processes, there's something that I truly believe in and is part of who I am and as well as how I practice. And this is leading by example. All the things I talk about are personal experiences of myself at very minimal, a secondhand experience, something that I went through with an individual, one of my clients, a challenge, these kind of things to give me true insight into how this plays out in the human experience. And in that way, I'm able to kind of give voice to the things that are missing and help the person become more healthy in that way and more heard and more balanced, all those kind of things. So I always lead by example. I feel as a professional, just talking about it does not give justice to the voice that needs to be heard from the people experiencing it. You have a very um, centraling of your own character when you've been through the experiences and can speak appropriately to them and not just from the way of a textbook. All textbooks were made from this kind of experience of doing it themselves. This is how it all began, and I view that this is the best way to create correction in that way of things. So that is a little bit about me and my understanding and how I practice and the healing art of exercise and how design fitness operates from a self-care perspective. And that always balances out with real life things, how it really plays out in life. Hope that enlightens you and kind of brings more kind of validity and understanding to the process of things.